You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from the sub-basement of Hawkins National Laboratory. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Woosa! Hey! It's us. We're back. Kids, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, small pets. We're in your ears, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Howdy.
My name's Bill Sweeney, and this is a thing we do. And it's nerdalicious sometimes. Sometimes it's papadocious. I got my buddy Dom.
What's up, y'all?
I got my brother Bob.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And that's it. That's all we need.
This is the OG crew right here, bitch.
Wait. You mean we're going to have a quiet episode?
I mean, I just
Wait,
yeah.
Oh, Meow Gods in the chat.
Did you like Man of Steel?
Yeah.
Did you like Man of Steel?
I did like Man of Steel.
I like Man of Steel, too.
Yeah.
So that means we're going to have no fights this episode.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's clear. Clear.
John Zombie John in the chat.
John Zombie John. So yeah, Ed's out doing things, and
Jay's at ChillerCon, right?
ChillerCon.
That's down in South Jersey?
Yeah, that's where you chill with convicts.
Oh.
It's like guys escape prisons, and then you.
I thought that was
chill.
Mindhunter.
Basically, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
That's basically that from 9 or 10 episodes.
That's a tease.
Yeah. He's at ChillerCon, which is like a horror con. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. He did say, I'm going to call. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, this is it. This is the lineup, kids. It's old school. We're bringing it back.
I could just see the phone call when he does call. Guys, holy fuck, I just sucked Richard Crichton's dick. The guy who made fucking Aliens, guys.
Well, then that's a good segue from Bob, because we could tease that Jay, is going to call in.
Yeah. I mean, it's the starting of the teasing. That sounds like an official thing. Let's get into official business. This is episode 128. No, this is 129.
Yep.
I didn't change that.
129.
129.
Good job, Bill.
I'm counting. That's the only math I'll allow. Is just
your assistant needs to update the doc.
So we're going to do some news. We got emails. I know that for sure. I checked this time. We got a little chat room game. Hope you guys stick around and play that. A couple of reviews. Send us an email if you want to. podcast@wickedtheory.com. This week, you can find us out in the world. Ed popped up on Gotham Lights again. Mm-hmm. That's just got Wicked Theory all over that show lately. And got to check it out, even if we're not there. Also, check out the DC TV report if you haven't checked it out yet. Did you know that if you... I don't know whose phone it was on. It was on Ed's or somebody's. But if you have time codes in your descriptions for shows, if like you're a podcaster,
right?
Yeah.
That on a lot of apps, like those time codes are highlighted. Like you can just jump right to where you want to. You don't have to do all that dragging with your finger.
Right. All that scrubbing. My
point being that DC TV report, like we always put the time codes in. So if you're...
Oh, that's cool. So if you're specifically interested in what's going on with a specific show...
You could just jump right to that.
Wow.
If you just, want to jump past something, whatever,
Right.
however it is. Maybe you don't watch all of those shows,
Right.
but we're trying to make it so people can just dip in and dip out if they want to. So check out the DC TV report if you want to hear Ed and Sarah Netzley, freelance writer for Entertainment Weekly.
Sarah's good.
Sarah's amazing.
Yeah, Sarah's awesome.
That Ed guy, we got to figure out what to do with. But Sarah,
he's such a goofball.
Well,
there's no controlling him.
They are a couple of hoots. I'll tell you that.
You would never get a tie on that guy. I swear to God. No.
We need Ed to tie one on.
He's good when he's on NyQuil.
I liked him that one time. I liked him a little bit more,
We like Ed all the time, but we just, we like to have a little fun with him, too.
So it is, when this posts up, we'll have one more day of Halloween. We were trying to Halloween it up this month. We did a Halloween special. Me, Jay, and Bob hung out, talked horror, new and old. You can check that out in the feed. Me, Jay, and Dom did a Walking Dead season premiere special.
We did?
And yeah, we did.
We did.
We did.
I remember.
And,
I was there.
So people can check that out if they're into The Walking Dead. And I pulled it out of the chest, out of the old archives.
Oh, you dusted something off?
The Raven. I pulled it out.
Oh, wow.
So if you
Okay.
want to remember and relive The Raven, which takes literally 6 or 7 minutes to get to the bit, but it's there. Check it out in the feed. I didn't realize how long it takes to get to the first thing. I'm like, oh my god. Don't listen to it for production value. I'll tell you that too. But so
What production value?
Exactly. So those are also in the feed this month. Really appreciate you guys checking that stuff out, and we also appreciate you guys supporting us on Patreon. Listen to me being all official.
Money.
Bob gets right to the fucking chase every time. Bob,
Yeah.
we gotta be cooler with it than that. Like, you know, you gotta be smoother with it than that. You
like,
can't just be like, hey man, we're begging.
Money.
Okay, that's an approach. So people can support the show if you like the show. For $1 a month gets you the after show episodes. If you miss those, there's a couple other tiers. You get some rewards. But if at $3, you get you get it all. The further up you go,
You get it all.
Yeah, every time you move up a tier, you get everything up to and through that tier.
there you go. That's exactly it.
So
Nice.
if you're just paying the $1 a month, you're getting so much. If you're paying $3 a month, you get everything at $3 level plus
And the $1.
everything at the $1.
There you go. That's escalating.
etc.
I love it. And there's so much to be had. So go check us out over there. Patreon.com/Wicked Theory.
Yeah, we got coffee mugs and
Stickers,
all sorts of cool stuff.
and all kinds of things. And
And if
you know,
maybe if you guys beg enough,
Yeah.
we can get Bill over here to actually like do some more T-shirts, and you guys can buy some T-shirts.
ooh,
Was that a threat?
that's a threat. I'm actually, you know what? I have a design going in the art program, and I just haven't been getting to it. But there is a shirt coming with like a character I drew, a little guy.
We'll stay tuned for that. Then,
So
I
that's your
guess.
tease. That's your tease to round out all of the good stuff. So check us out, Patreon. Support the show, please. We got people in the chat room.
We do.
Is that possible? Wesley was like, I may not be around, but he's there. Gets top billing. You know what? If you want to support the show, you can hear Wesley was on an episode of the Patreon.
He was.
He was.
You could hear that beautiful southern accent of his.
It's a lot of yes sir, no sirs. You know.
Yeah.
Yes sir, right away sir. Also in the chat room, who else we got? We got John Zombie John. We got James Baham. We got Meow God, Agent
Yeah.
Palmer working hard. He's taking tips. So if you want to, don't forget, you can always send hate mail to theagentpalmer.com.
Oh, and speaking of Agent Palmer, he said in the
the
Wicked Theory chat
in the
that next week we could put this out there for everybody.
Sure.
That next week Palmer is going to be on Gotham Lights with some other guest. So tune in for that, I guess.
I like how you
And,
phrase that.
Look forward to it.
You can read how he phrased that.
I won't blow him up real quick. I won't blow him up like that.
So if I'm
I won't
part of the
no,
crew,
don't do it.
Why? What am I missing? Because I don't have that.
No, he just he puts basically exactly what Dom said, but he says, so if I'm part of the crew, even more Wicked Theory on Gotham Lights.
Well,
We kind of have to say he's crew.
Well,
What a dick.
Every podcast needs a whipping boy.
He means me. He means I'm the dick, not Palmer.
Right.
But
I said every crew needs a whipping boy.
I mean, yeah, and we try not to whip too hard, like, you know.
No, we don't.
I'm
we don't.
using-
Howard Stern used to abuse Baba, but we're
Yeah.
a lot worse.
That's true. You got that right, both. He thanks you, Dom, for sticking up for him, by the way. So look forward to that next week on Gotham Lights as the Wicked Theory 50% takeover continues.
Yeah.
Actually, to tease it, we did get an email from Heno. People can look forward to that later in the show.
All right.
How about them? How about them apples?
Oh, I should break out my crybaby and start
You got
doing.
for Heno? Yeah.
No, to do the porno.
Oh, the wow.
Wow, 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 wow. 70s.
All right,
So, do
let's
we
give
got
it. We're gonna give him a game.
We got a game for the
We
kids
got
in
a
the
game.
chat.
We got a game. We're gonna give him a game.
Chat game time.
Chat game. So this kind of segues into the news. So if Bob wants to hit us with news, that's fine. You can hit us with a little news theme early for this. So for the chat game, though, it's based on the fact that There's a little bit of talk. A little bit of talk. There was a conversation had. That's like literally all they're saying happened. But
Hollywood talks
Hollywood talks. Lethal Weapon 5.
might happen.
I mean, there's conversations being had.
So
I wish
Why?
they exactly.
So
So with
What's it
that,
going to be like? Wheelchair races in the nursing home?
that's basically
so
it.
Bill.
So the examples for the chat room game.
for this shit.
That's exactly it. Bob's going too fast. All right, so examples for the chat room game are like Lethal Weapon 5.
The game itself is Lethal Weapon 5 subtitles.
Thank you, sir. Thank
I'll
you.
lay that out there.
Thank you. We're going to get through this, I swear.
Lethal Weapon 5 subtitles.
And then the
I
examples.
didn't realize I was jumping on you. So
No.
Yeah, that's why I was like, so.
Sorry.
So the examples are Lethal Weapon 5, definitely too old for this shit, and LW5, the Viagra imperative. Be funnier than I was. Try anyway. Give it a shot. You can riff on those in the chat room. Have some fun with that. But yeah, Lethal Weapon 5 is a thing that everybody's kind of interested in, supposedly. Yeah, of course, because, you know, Danny Glover, I don't know how much good work he's getting. He's
Lethal
doing some
Weapon
work.
5. It could be the lithium overdose.
There you go. You know, Mel Gibson's on his comeback tour now in Hollywood. So there's that. And I don't know if there's any other, you know, the producers and whatnot are always looking for work. So that's
Can there
also,
be a scene where Danny Glover can't get a cab in New York?
Yeah, I mean,
do you remember that whole thing
From the other one?
like 90s when he was on the news?
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
like, I can't get a cab because I'm black.
yeah. Well,
So,
you know,
so maybe we can do a scene where he's like that much older, but he's still black, so he still can't get a cab.
he still can't get a cab. It's probably still true in New York. I'll tell you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now we've got that many more Syrians actually driving cabs now. So.
Well, it's just you know, it's just the nature of cab drivers now too. Well, we don't do social stuff. All right, that sounds like real shows.
right.
That sounds like a real show topic. That's
right.
segueing right into
that's
it.
a Star Trek thing, social commentary.
That's right. We have to find our way into it via that. Lethal Weapon's not good enough. So you kids play with that stuff. What are you doing in there, Dom?
I can't play. I can't participate.
Well, no, actually, I guess you can.
Fuck.
I didn't realize actually that's what you were doing until it popped up. I saw you typing, and I was like, oh, he's like talking to people, and it's like, oh shit, no, he's playing the chat room game. So that's it, folks. That's another reason to come listen.
I'm spinning the wheel, baby.
Spinning the wheel of love. So also in the news, I kind of just want to put this out there in case anybody's into it, because I'm digging Channel Zero. They already announced the third season and actually have a teaser for it.
I want to check this out.
This season's not even done yet, and they actually already have like a little quick teaser.
For next season already?
Yeah, and it's like the Butcher's Block or something like that it's called. I mean,
love
they make
it.
it up in Canada with like, you know, very young up-and-coming actors or people who are like, you know, familiar faces, you know what I mean, because character actors and stuff, you know, Law and Order standbys type.
Right.
But it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I guess it's just dirt cheap, so we'll pump them out.
Right. You know, yeah, using people who used to be like, hey, didn't I see you on the slab in Law and Order? Weren't
Right.
you on the slab in the in the morgue?
Well, what's funny is that I think Ed like name checked the guy in this season who's playing like the young girl, the main girl's father, because he was an episode of Walking Dead. We were talking about the episode of Walking Dead that he's on.
Okay.
So this is the guy who taught Morgan, Rick. I don't know if I can do it, Rick. About using the bow stick, kind of like he trained him with the. He's the guy. Did you see that episode?
Yeah, of course.
So that guy's on. He plays this girl's dad, and he gets to be creepy and weird and stuff on it. So
That guy's been around.
yeah, that's what I mean. So actors like him, like, you know, you'll be like, oh, okay, this guy's pretty good. You know, he can't get a movie, but so anyway, Channel Zero's coming back.
Yeah.
And it looks like Deathstroke is gonna get made.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Deathstroke's getting a movie?
Yeah,
A film.
a film.
Bob, what do you think about that?
Will Smith?
Thank God, no.
Okay.
This is Deathstroke.
Okay.
I think it's Joe Montanega.
This is- yeah.
Oh yeah. The guy from
Will Smith is Deadshot.
Was it extra large? What is that? Magic Mike?
Yeah.
Yes.
Joe
yes,
Manganiello.
yes.
Yeah.
I can never pronounce it.
I don't know why the Hollywood is impressed with him. I've never been impressed
Yeah,
with him as
he
an actor.
doesn't.
I think it's his appearance.
It's mostly
Probably.
appearance, his physicality, I'm sure, but like, you know, that's whatever he's got is all you need to be an action guy.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
just gotta be able to do some dialogue and look badass. You know?
So now Gareth Evans will be apparently directing this film.
Yeah, and
I'm
I think it's a twist for people, like, or it's surprise news in a little bit of a sense, because people who are tracking this stuff, it's like, they were going to have Deathstroke in the Batman movie, and supposed to be the Batman movie's getting rewritten again or something, so maybe Deathstroke's not in that, and so it's like, well, we have him contractually obligated, so why don't we maybe give him a movie? But
this will be interesting because Joe Manganiello really hasn't had a film like this
where he's like the
to
main-
himself.
And it's a bad guy. And it's
Big budget too, like this, Well, they could really do this low budget, but it's DC, so
and
it's
he's
Warner
a
Brothers. They might.
merc. He's a mercenary guy who's like on the bad side,
Yeah.
and like not like Deadpool where he's like anti-hero. Like he's kind of, it's like Venom. It's like how they're doing the Venom movie, and we're like, that's a bad guy. Like which actually that's not in here, but that started shooting this week. Like I kept on waiting for it to be a thing that collapsed under its own weight or something.
Oh
but
my God.
No, they're really doing it.
Yeah, I guess they are.
The only thing that's
I think they got better characters to choose from in DC to have their own movies.
well, as far as Deathstroke. Yeah, I mean, Deathstroke's
I
not
think-
bad. He's good visual appeal, and it's kind of like an interesting character.
Is he really
but
on their A list of characters?
No,
Oh, he has been in recent years for sure.
I mean he gets his own
Si-
book. Actually, he's got his own book.
Arrow that makes Deathstroke in the last like 3 or 4 years become
Like a conversation.
like
Yeah.
the like
Well,
and
'Cause
then
he's on
what
TV on that show.
what happened was he's on the TV show Arrow. Obviously everyone's fangirling over the character at that point.
Woo!
And then I think at the same time Scott Snyder's Batman.
Right, the one with Ben Affleck.
There was-
anyway. Yeah.
No, Scott Snyder. The New 52
Right.
Batman comic.
Oh, Scott Snyder. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same.
There's like at the same time there was a run on that book where Deathstroke was the main villain.
Right.
So it was like all
like-
the fangirls were hyping him up.
Right.
But like I totally understand where Bob's coming from with it because it's a villain and it's like if Batman's not going to be the villain or like the anti-hero in the film, who's going to be who's it going to be?
Yeah, it's exactly. Like I read the Deathstroke comic in the 90s, and it's like, okay, if you play him as a straight up kind of mercenary where he's not like just over the top, like being bad. He's not that. I mean, he was pretty good. Like, it was like an international Punisher kind of a book, kind of feel.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Tony Daniels
He
is
wasn't really
that
out
kind
for
of
vengeance. He wasn't really, and he wasn't out for vengeance, but he was taking jobs. You know what I mean?
So he's kind of a heel in that sense. Like if you want to
Yes.
use a wrestling term,
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean.
yeah.
He's not
He's
a
on
real.
the
He's not
edge.
a bad guy. He's just
You know?
doing what he's got to do.
Yeah, and I've done some bad stuff in my past.
Right.
Don't forget my past that I try to forget.
Right. Oh, that's right. I forgot about his past.
You know, everybody's got that.
Yeah.
But so next up is
Well, just one last thing on
Oh, yeah,
that.
sure.
I would love for that movie
Yeah.
to set up Nightwing in the new DC universe.
yeah.
Because
That would be an interesting way to go.
Yeah.
A way to get to a night.
Because they have Teen Titans background, shared history in a way.
with
so.
Deathstroke, yeah, and Nightwing in some ways has been more tied to Deathstroke than Batman has. So
Yeah, more directly because
Yeah.
of that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it'll be good because, they're probably looking for a way to kind of like fold in Nightwing to this mythology of, with the Batman movie and stuff. So that might be the back door. Kingpin's coming back for sure for season 3 of Daredevil.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
bitch.
that. I was reading that.
Which is like kind of like,
good news to
good
me.
news.
Yeah.
It's the thing we all wanted. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
Not really a super surprise though, because if
No.
you know anything about Daredevil and his history,
Hmm.
that's the one bad guy that always pops up.
Yeah.
Even if when he's not a main story
Right.
line, he's always in the background pulling somebody's strings or something.
And it's definitely a thing where because he's so prevalent that like when they got D'Onofrio, I was like,
Yeah.
is this just going to be like a season 1 thing? Like, is he
Like,
going to
yeah.
come back at all? Because he's like
Right.
the ongoing main foil for Daredevil for like a long time.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like,
I think they got lucky. I think he ended up wanting to be doing something where he didn't really have to leave New York.
that, and I think he like might have gotten a little obsessive and into the headspace of Fisk too. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because he's that kind of guy
Yeah.
nowadays.
Well, we see the way he's gone with the character. He's
Yeah.
taken it in a bit of a new direction.
Yeah.
And internalized the hate and the anger.
Yeah. Yeah. So this
Do we
is
think he's gonna pop up in
Punisher?
Punisher?
It's a good question. I mean, like,
I think he has to.
I think he does too. I think
he
he
might
should.
get a
has to
cameo of
once
something.
or twice.
They got
Just-
some business. They got some unsolved business.
Yeah, they got some things just to iron out for the future.
But it depends where the story goes for
Yeah.
Punisher because I don't know like what the timetable is on that. If it's like because they could very well do shit from before he even meets Matt Murdock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which would be fine with me. So, but
Yeah,
but
no,
we'll
but
see.
I think they're going to be taking.
I think they're gonna try and move the whole MCU Netflix universe along, and like keep it all like at the same pace. You know?
I think
Yeah.
that's the thing. I wonder if maybe they could possibly look to Kingpin as being the next thing that might bring the Defenders together in a way, where it's like he's that kind of next character. I think, like, you know what I mean? Because if he gets his empire back and really takes over the city again, where like, you know, he's supposed to be the foil for a lot of different characters. You know, Spider-Man too, but all these like New York City-based characters, like because he's so entrenched.
Right.
I could see that being a thing where maybe like they start to maybe have him pop up in everybody's show a little bit on his rise back to power. I mean, if they were
I'd be
so
down.
inclined, I'd be down.
We might, you know what,
Before we leave Daredevil,
Yeah.
James has a question in the chat.
Oh, James in the back.
Did
Yes.
y'all ever read the What If Daredevil Killed the Kingpin?
I think I did.
Bob?
I don't remember reading it. But
I feel like I did. I don't know.
I know that
I
because
feel like I know the story.
there's been a few different runs of What If. What If used to run in the early 70s to 80s, and then it came back in the 90s, and now more recently. But
Well, I'm assuming James has.
yeah,
so.
me and him, I think, are close in the same age, so I'm presuming he's read the same one I have. But I don't recall exactly how it went because I read a lot of stuff back then that I time plus too much comics.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. So what do we got next on the news
But
here?
I used to love that What If though.
I know you did. That's why. That's why.
Just get these
I-
alternate
I-
takes where like the writers didn't give a shit. Like, you know, it was crazy stuff. They always went like way wild and out. Wilding out. So I'm gonna switch these two around. These next two will end with the
That works.
You know, they're still gonna make another Tron movie, huh?
Okay, so I might get shit for this, but I kind of like the last one.
I didn't like outright hate it, but I felt like it was like almost like swimming in itself too much. Like, you know, I'm like, I dig the atmosphere and the music and the tone, but I'm like, oh my god,
I thought it was
like,
great.
I was like, I felt like I just needed a little bit more of shit going on. Like, I don't know, maybe it moved a little too slow and low for me, but I love that music. I love Daft Punk and like all that kind of real synth shit. You know me,
Yeah.
but
Well, here's the thing, like Leto now is, if this is true, is going to be in like 3 major franchises now and like a steady role, because Blade Runner is going to probably make another film.
yeah, I mean,
He's the Joker, which is like usually the one job that somebody should just only have that job.
Right,
I would
right, right.
I would hope
yeah.
the only job that you have at the time is to be the Joker.
Like Cesar Romero back in the 60s.
Right. And now this, so you know, it's going to be a lot of work for him, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
you
I mean, you know, he necessarily doesn't have to come back as the Joker. We haven't really heard anything official on that
yeah.
yet at this
I
point.
mean, there's scripts, some scripts bouncing around, so
Yeah.
I'm sure they're
He
kind
shouldn't
of,
come back as a Joker.
you know, I'm sure like at least the.
I didn't have a problem with it, but that's a whole other conversation for another
Yeah,
day.
we'll get buried in that. That's a good
Yeah,
call.
yeah.
All right. So we'll see what happens with that. And then people are chomping at the bit in the chat room even for this last story, which we are just not the authorities to really go too deep on. So we will probably be talking about this again next week. But yes, Zachary Levi or Levy, depending
Levi.
on what section of the country you're from.
It's Levi.
Okay. The guy who played Chuck, correct?
Phenomenal.
Yeah, he's going to
fucking
be
Chuck.
Shazam, I think is how I say it, to annoy Ed. Yeah, he's going to be the new Shazam. This is the, you know, Captain Marvel.
Shazam, Shazam, Shazam.
That's an audio clip. You know, and it's like, what? You know, are you going to start doing
You
push-ups?
should make that a clip for next week.
I'll just get that in the original, because that's like a Gomer Pyle reference, and just put it in silent.
All right.
Well,
It's fucking Mayberry. Right?
I really don't know anything about Shazam as a character.
Yeah.
But I'm down for Zachary Levi to be a superhero.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just love that dude so
I can
much.
see
I love
it
Chuck.
working, kind of. Like, I get where they're going with for him for this, but he's just like, because he's, first of all, he's a tall dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how physically broad and big he can get, and whether or not you want to argue how Diesel the character may be in the comics, he's pretty big. But
Yeah, well,
like
yeah.
now, the guy he's going to have to go against is The Rock. So.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. I
you know,
forgot
it's
about
like,
that.
sure, like I can definitely get the whole point, because now the whole thing with Shazam is, that Billy Batson, he's a young kid, turns into Shazam.
Yeah.
And he's got his own consciousness. Like he doesn't, so he's still like a kid inside. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's like, yeah, I have powers that rival Superman in strength and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, but I'm a kid inside. Like in the comics in the early days, he was a little kid.
But I could see him playing the goofball on that angle, though.
That's the thing. It's like, what tone are we going for here?
Yeah.
Like, so we're gonna walk the line a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, obviously Ed's not here to kind of cry about this.
The 1 week
I
Ed's
think
not
the
him.
smartest thing they can do is really link it
Mm-hmm.
to link Shazam,
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, to the kid.
Sure. Yeah.
Make this something that little kids really can relate to when they watch the movie.
Okay. That's the thing. Like, I wonder, how much of a tone like that are they gonna go for?
Yeah, if they can do that.
Because in the comics, in the old
I
days, he
think
was
they
a
have
little
a different
kid.
angle.
And I'm worried that they're going to make him a teenager. They might make him like
Yeah.
some fucking 16-year-old, and they actually, cast a 23-year-old.
I think this is a good opportunity for them to try kind of do what Ant-Man did.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Something that's
And-
good on its own in its action, but it's kind
Right.
of good for family.
Right, because you have it. You have the.
Mhm.
It's a given with this
Yeah.
with this mechanic
Right.
that you should be doing it that way. I think if they just do it as a straight up superhero thing, they're missing the whole point, and they're gonna.
Make it too dark.
Yeah, it's just gonna really miss whatever they do. It's gonna end up missing.
No, you're right. There is an opportunity here for this to be like DC's
To
like
do
lighter
yeah.
kind of thing for sure.
To do Shazam right
Yeah, oh,
and
yeah,
have
yeah.
a successful movie and get away from the darkness.
Hmm.
This is the character to do that.
Yeah, no, it is. I just wonder if, you got to kind of put it out of your head maybe, the physicality stuff.
I'm just afraid of it coming off too campy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm down. I'll buy it.
All right, I'll buy that $5.
I'll cash that.
You're going to cash it up?
So I think we're about done on the chat game.
Word? You think?
I think some of those are I think we're slowing down on those.
We're slowing it down on the chat game.
I don't know. Maybe
The listeners are slacking off and slowing down already.
Yeah, well,
maybe
a little fast.
maybe Palmer will.
He can corral those up.
Yeah.
Because we do have another thing we can get to entertain these people.
That's true. We do.
We
And
do.
It's something that I saw.
You saw?
Yeah. It's called the Meanwhile.
It's called the Meanwhile.
It's called the fucking Meanwhile section of the
Should I
show.
play
folks.
an audio clip
Meanwhile,
like that, son?
Yeah, that's it. So I've been watching Mindhunter
Oh,
on Netflix.
have they found it? Have they found the mind? They're hunting them. Have they found it?
No,
Okay, fair enough.
but it's a fantastic show on Netflix.
I caught the first one myself.
Bob, I think you should check this out. It's really interesting.
Okay.
Really not much to say about it story-wise because the story itself kind of is a spoiler in the way that it's about like this one FBI agent that wants to go deeper than just the old-fashioned way of looking at criminality. He wants to get more into psychology and try and understand why serial killers kill the way they do,
Right.
and really, comprehend why they have done these horrible things.
I think
so,
the thing to mention is it's 1978.
yeah,
something like
it's
that.
late 70s.
It's like back in the heyday, and it's all based on a real really how it went down for
Yeah.
the FBI. The the whole thing is like it's very much a thing where it's like, how did they start learning to profile?
Right,
You know,
exactly.
behavioral science at
Yeah, it's the
FBI, and
yeah,
like
behavioral.
it was already in play a little bit, but it wasn't quite like we know it today. And this is kind of like how they start to develop that process, and without giving too much away. So if you really want more, I'd say, if you don't want to jump right into it, check out the trailer for it. But it's David Fincher.
It's a quick it's a quick season. It's only 10 episodes, so you don't gotta worry about the 22 or the 13.
It's not like and it's not a
the
serial
16.
killer revolving thing, like in the sense where it's like how like it doesn't over glorify it and make it cool like a lot of serial killer stuff is nowadays.
Yeah. See,
Everybody's like a really cool character. It's all based on real stuff, you know.
I want to see a serial killer show that really shows what happens when Fruit Loops kills people.
Oh no, it's not that kind of serial.
Okay.
No, it's not General Mills.
Oh well, Quaker Oats.
But if
Those
anybody,
Quakers can be pretty twisted, dude.
I just want
if
to point.
anyone's gonna do it, it might be them.
I just want to point to something that James
James behind
says in
him?
the chat here. He says, "I'm tired of the someone was murdered shows," which I get. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This does
have an ongoing case or two.
Well, it's like 3 or 4
Okay.
throughout the season, but it's not like it's very unorthodox in the way that it handles some like each case.
Okay.
Like they're not really dragged out. Like you find out about it, you get like the little middle part of it where they're trying to figure it out, and then it's settled within like 1 episode or 2 episodes.
Right.
It's not like these long whole season dragged out things.
I got you.
It does kind of feel that way, but it does kind of go deeper on some other shit.
And Anna Torv is in it, actually. I don't know if that is, but she's from Fringe, and I forgot that she was going to be on it. So when I saw that,
She comes in a few episodes as
that's
late,
what I was going to say, because I watched the first one, and she wasn't in it. And I was kind of like a little bit like, yo, where my gal at? But because I haven't seen you in so long.
She's pretty.
She's a little pretty. She's probably prettier now, too.
Party.
Pretty. But yeah, I'd say it's definitely like, it's going for a tone thing, but it's David Fincher, so that's to be expected. And he's definitely trying to do something different with it, because it's he's got the format to play with now that it's on Netflix. It's not like an NBC type thing, So give it a shot.
Right.
If you're looking for a different kind of
It's got a lot of sex and cursing in it.
Those are like my 2 favorite things.
I agree.
Sometimes when both happen, that's even the coolest. And I guess we kind of got to talk about Stranger Things a little bit. I only caught the first 3. I know you didn't catch any yet.
I have not caught any, and Bob has not caught any either.
Bob, it's not Bob's bag, really.
Nope.
So I'll just kind of basically say, keep it short and sweet. If anybody's on the fence or something like that, where it's like, my thoughts at this point are that it's following the fun and the tone of season 1. There's no glaring changes or anything like that.
No.
A couple new characters come in, and they come in pretty smooth, and it's not like here comes this one. I mean, I don't know.
Can you notice an uptick in
the budget or something?
The budget and the general flashiness.
We've talked
of
about
it?
that with shows where all of a sudden it's like, oh, season 2, you could tell everybody's getting a better paycheck.
Yeah.
No, it feels spot on. It feels like, like they want you to feel like a little bit of time has passed. Everything looks just as good. It doesn't look, everything feels very 1980 fucking 4, to the point where I'm almost annoyed because it's just so much, you know what I mean? The soundtrack is great. The songs that pop up, when they pop up, it's like, whoa. It's like, oh shit, I haven't heard that in forever. Pop it in there. You know what I mean? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I recommend it, obviously. I'm only up to episode 3, but the music stuff's great fun. Characters stay good. They're addressing stuff from the other season that was left over, and it's like,
Yeah, it brings you back.
Yeah, it brings you back through it, and they're actually playing with the timeline and the format a little bit. So I will tell you one thing. I thought that, because they are having an after show, which got 7 episodes and 20 minutes each, but this only becomes available after you finish the series, the season.
Right.
All of a sudden, Netflix is like, hey, here's the after show. When I was done with episode 1, I was like, well, let me taste one of these after shows, and I'll decide if I want to watch one per episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I couldn't find it, and it was like, oh, that's not cool. I want it.
It
What if
wasn't
I
on
wanted it
Netflix?
now? Yeah. So Netflix unlocks it for you when you finish the season.
Ah.
So I guess this way you don't spoil yourself by accident somehow.
Right,
Maybe
right,
that's their
okay.
way.
Yeah.
But the episodes are only 20 minutes, from what I understand.
Well, maybe
And,
it's also because this way, during the period that you're not watching the show, because now you've binged it and you have, 40 weeks to wait?
Right.
So maybe now it gives you at least a little something else,
Yeah,
you know?
which is cool. Fucking coffee.
And now maybe you don't necessarily have to go and rewatch
Bill's having a baby.
the last couple episodes
Yeah.
right before the new season starts, because you can just binge watch.
7 20-minute episodes
Right.
of the people on the show talking. But it's it's the guy from Community who played the Dean, Jim Rush or Jim Rash, whatever his name is, and then the Duffler brothers, the creators of the show, and then usually 1 or 2 or 2 or 3 cast members. And from the Palmer report is telling me that like they really don't get too deep in episode analysis. They get into it a little bit,
Right.
but not as like if you're like really kind of like fanning, freaking,
Yeah.
like you may not get
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah. I hate that.
You watched like 2 or 3 of them, I think. So that's that. Anybody else got anything for the meanwhile before we maybe move it along? Just gonna.
Well, you know me. I don't always watch all the same shows you guys do.
That's
so,
true.
But
Anything going on at Monster Garage this week?
no, I wasn't really going to talk about that. But you've watched. He hasn't been watching Flash, and he's really not interested. Have you caught up? Did you see the one I was telling you
I did
about?
not yet.
Oh.
I know.
All right.
I'm disappointing my brother, and he told me that
I
night
told him
or the next
basically
day.
the
Well,
next
is it
day.
good, Bob?
Yeah, there's a bit of a reveal that would be something that would be talk-worthy to a certain extent.
Okay.
All right, maybe I'll check it out then.
All right.
Because it even though it happens to a secondary character, it's a life-changing event.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but it needs to be discussed.
Right. Well, I'll tell you
And
what.
if you don't watch it, I can't discuss it.
Fair enough. I will say that, much like I was talking about the DC TV report earlier about how to skip, I did skip ahead because they were going to go talk about the Flash stuff. So I skipped right to the Gotham. All right. So that's it. We're on notice for Flash. All right. Bob's
All right.
got us on check. All right.
All right.
No, if he's just not going to watch it,
No.
that's okay.
If you're saying it's good, if you give it, your
It's worth
blessing-
dipping. It's worth
I'm
dipping
saying
back in.
this episode has a reveal
Okay.
that's kind of a surprising
Yeah,
reveal, but it's a normal, real life-changing kind of thing.
Okay.
So, but to happen to these characters, it's kind of like, huh?
How are they going to do
Yeah,
this?
how are they going to do this?
Right.
Are we going to?
So if we're interested in keeping track, at least this is where we should dip back in, or a person
Well,
maybe want to dip back in.
it's really just a good talking point.
Okay.
So let's just leave it at that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. I put out a question of the week.
fucking leave it.
All right. It's kind of tied to the news, but Bob's gonna remember this more than you will, Dominic. I'm sorry. We're gonna generation you out right here.
All right.
We're gonna gentrify you right out of the fucking community. You don't know the theme to Contra. So the video ga-
not offhand.
So Konami is putting money into getting a Contra movie made, Contra video game from back in the days, with basically you just hopped around with big guns and just shot like
Yeah, A. There was the Konami code.
right, which unlocks.
Which unlocked limitless lives.
Right.
So you could just like plow through the game.
Right.
Yeah.
So the question I
And
raised,
it was very homoerotic pairing too.
yeah, there are a couple guys,
A couple muscle guys with their shirts off.
two Schwarzenegger
It
mock-ups.
was like Biff and Chip or
Yeah,
something. Like
yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's Cold Heart and Steel Heart,
It's
like,
when a Japanese person thinks of an American's name.
Yeah.
That's the kind of name it was.
Well, the thing is, the box art actually is, if you go look at it, is literally it's a picture of Rambo that was redrawn, like a photo was drawn over of the one guy, and the other guy is Schwarzenegger from Predator, which is that classic, almost dead-on shot like you've seen in a million posters for Predator, or the cover box art,
Right.
like where he's like half in the water, and he's coming with the gun in the vest, and it's like if someone's online, you can look it up, and like if you look it up the game cover, it's
And
like
you
you'll
look
see
up
this
that image?
photoshopped, thing
Right.
where someone pulled it out and made it look like the box art, just superimposed it or whatever, and it's like, oh shit, that artist really didn't work hard at all, huh?
Yeah, no, I guess not.
Just traced over that and made them look like,
Right.
comic book characters basically.
So, Agent Palmer wants to put me on the spot real quick, and
He's like, yo, but let me finish just setting this up, and we'll let
Okay.
the chat room go.
I'm sorry.
So, what is a video game that you want to see a movie of? You guys could give us some suggestions in the chat room. What Dom
Second.
Palmer's calling you out here? I see that.
second chat room game. All right, cool. So Palmer is calling me out on where I am in my book reading of the Song of Ice and Fire books.
The Song of Ice and Fire.
If you don't,
I thought we were doing the whole thing you just said.
No, we are. We're letting the chat room throw some back at us.
So I'm
So.
already coming up with ideas. Okay,
Cool. Hold on.
cool.
if you
Sorry.
don't know what I'm talking about, a few episodes back,
Yeah.
I said that.
You were gonna read some Game of Thrones.
Yes. So I've kind of been slacking, and I'm only like 3 chapters in on the second book.
That's
at
why
this
you didn't
point-
get one of these.
See?
I guess not. I guess fucking not.
I'm wearing, for the listeners, I'm wearing a shirt that was given to me by
listener Dan.
A listener Dan, which is a Game of Thrones shirt, even though I don't actually watch the show.
Or read the books. So yeah, I'm on the second book, about 3 or 4 chapters in. I'm slacking. I'm sorry.
Oh boy,
I'll
good thing
try
we
to
didn't
be better.
Oh man, Dom's book club first meeting got a little rough.
Sorry, everybody.
Oh, it's sad times. Sad times. How do you remember the Game of Thrones?
No,
You learned it at some point.
yeah, I can actually. If
I
heard it, I could probably figure it out again. It was just like kind of.
Anyway, all right.
I can figure it out. I can figure it out again.
Little jam session in the after show, maybe. Maybe. Stick around. Linger longer. All right, so do we have a
Chat game review?
chat game review for the regular game? For the original game? I got lost here. Yes, we do. We got some. All right, so we got 2 games going here. I'm losing track, buddy.
I know. I could tell. You fucking make me nervous.
Game show was the chat room game was Lethal Weapon 5 subtitles.
Lethal Weapon 5, Geritol for all.
There you go. Bob just won. Fuck. All right, so
Where's the bell? Where's the bell?
Lethal Weapon 5, the week stream. Lethal Weapon 5, how much fucking longer? Lethal Weapon 5, the aftermath of Hacksaw Ridge. Lethal Weapon 5, where's my teeth? Lethal Weapon 5, back when I was your age. Wesley,
I'm just gonna bell everybody.
Wesley, Lethal Weapon 5, I hurt too much for this shit. Lethal Weapon 5, what were we doing? Lethal Weapon 5, this topic sucks. Lethal Weapon 5, where's my gun? Lethal Weapon 5, Citizens on Patrol.
Senior citizens.
Senior Citizens on Patrol. James Behan, Lethal Weapon 5, fuck it. I think actually the Senior Citizens on Patrol
is probably
because it's a police academy movie.
Yeah.
And that's actually probably pretty funny. I think that's a winner chicken dinner.
I think so. I think that is the winner.
It's a little bit of the winner chicken dinner. What kind of video games are the people talking about in there now? Fucking, they got good suggestions for movies on video games. This fucking show
Wolfenstein
was doing so good until his last 20 minutes.
Turn Wolfenstein into a movie.
The Telltale Batman game, that's pretty much like, you know what I mean?
Isn't that like reading a comic?
Yeah, well, it's like playing a comic, like in a way where it's like, it's a video game, but it's heavy on story, and it looks like it's drawn almost. I don't know. I feel like that's such a singular. I don't know the story. Maybe the story is really like that good. It's like, oh, they should make a movie, use that as a script. Okay. Half-Life would be awesome. Half-Life was a pretty fucking popular game, man. I never played that, but
yeah. Portal.
Wolfenstein could be good. Duke Nukem, Uncharted.
There was talk at one point of a Duke Nukem movie.
Yeah, Duke Nukem got pretty close. Uncharted is coming. Uncharted.
Apparently,
They got the kid from Spider-Man.
That's right.
I mean, they're gonna kind of do a little bit of a
parkour it out.
Yeah, prequelish kind of thing where, I think the plan is for him to age up into the role a little bit, and you'll catch up to the video games. Get to meet him and Sully. I think they got to find a good Sully. But the kid from Spider-Man, he loves jumping around and shit.
Yeah,
he could do it without the mask and get the credit this time.
How lucky is this kid? He has locked up probably the next 15 years of his acting career.
Sure.
Right? He doesn't have to do a damn thing. As long as they don't fuck up the first Uncharted movie, that's good for at least 3 movies.
Yeah.
Alongside doing Spider-Man and Avengers movies until he's like 35. Yeah,
forget it.
You know what I mean? Well, no, he'll age out of Spider-Man eventually.
So, just real quick, James came in with one last Lethal Weapon 5. Bill's disappointed. I thought that was a good one. That was more of a commentary on the bit. Contra was fun, but how does shooting a giant heart on the wall work for a movie finale?
Who says this?
That's from James. He's got a point. I forgot how shitty the end bosses were in that, where it was like, the graphics was what the fuck language was that?
It's like the designers of the game ran out of ideas.
Yeah, it's like this is this big spot on the wall that pretty much shifts in between like bright red and dark red, and like,
Some,
like
you
hit
gotta
it
you gotta hit it.
a lot.
Wesley says Skyrim,
Skyrim.
which I'd love. I love
I love
Skyrim.
getting Skyrim. That's when you're on a plane.
Don't finish that.
I'm not gonna.
Don't do that.
Let it linger. Let it linger. Let it
All right.
linger.
All right, and he also said Duke Nukem, which
Yeah.
I know of, but I'm not very familiar with it.
Duke Nukem.
Basically,
A little
that's
bit out of
Arnold,
my
that's
area.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando as a video game.
Kind of. Yeah. Basically, it's like that
Complete
motif.
with the bad one-liners, the whole cheesy.
Oh, that's the thing too. Like it
Yeah.
leaned hard into being like this kind of like
yeah. It was like a B-level action
drinking
movie.
beers, dude. Like I don't
Yeah.
even know what the fuck he says.
It was basically
Super obnoxious.
B-level action movie turned into a video game.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a bro dude grew up to be a commander. Gonna kick in the skulls of these aliens, bro. It's like retarded.
Yeah. Well, I would love a good Assassin's Creed movie.
A good one?
Yeah.
Is that what you're putting the
Yeah.
emphasis
Yeah.
on? I had a
Yeah.
feeling.
Well, that's
I had
a good
feeling.
one for a good one for a franchise.
Well, there's another
because
Assassin-
I think if they got it right,
Mm.
which they didn't.
It's got potential, but I think
the series is a great potential for being a movie.
it's
Yeah,
got a
I
lot
think-
of weird moving parts,
Yeah,
though.
I think Gears of
But it-
War would be a good one.
Yeah,
that's
it's-
kind of like an aliens action movie.
Yeah.
That's got some over the top stuff that would be fun to kind of see
Yeah.
if they pulled
Yeah.
off good.
It could be like a
chainsaws
little
on
bit of a
guns.
romp. too,
Halo.
Like you can make it funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could
Yeah.
do it over the top.
Halo would be another good one because you have that whole outer space aliens thing going on with the ring and
Halo like got close too. They
Yeah.
were doing a weird deal to make it happen, though. If I remember,
Yeah.
like it was like where the money was coming from or whatever.
well, there's like 12 different organizations involved with ownership of that.
Yeah, exactly. Between the game company and Xbox, everybody wants to.
The
fucking-
developer owns a piece of it, and Microsoft owns
And everybody
a piece
wants-
of it.
everybody
Who
wants to try and
who
be
wants
a-
a piece of this
Yeah.
and that.
Forget it.
I'd love a GTA movie, man.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Like a GTA movie where it's like like that, like gamer almost, where it's
Mhm.
it's like a virtual reality, and then you go into GTA and you could beat the fuck out of people, but you could also do
Yeah,
like
but how would
like
you-
side missions and shit.
Yeah, but the real story in GTA is growing out of your current situation and becoming a person of power and wealth.
Right.
You know, by force.
Right.
So, I mean, how are you gonna?
It's not
how are you
gonna-
gonna do it? How are you
and-
gonna do it as a movie and not make it just sound like another mob movie?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know what
right.
I mean? How is it gonna be?
Well, that's
what I'm
different and
saying.
be
It,
a
like,
GTA
That's the
movie?
key.
I'm saying it
That's
being a
the key.
VR thing.
Oh, you're talking about like a VR kind of experience as
Yes.
opposed to like a straightforward movie, theater movie.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
well, then as something
Oh,
like
wow,
that,
that
that
would
would be
probably
that would
be
actually
pretty
be
sweet.
cool. But again, how do you do it so it's not just telling us another mob story? You know, you gotta include
I wanna see
a
it as
lot
a
of the
movie.
action that people create in the games.
Yeah.
You know, like running around beating up people and killing hookers and taking their money.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, it is a thing where like what's good about GTA 5.
how much you gonna get away with that in the movie? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I
you
think
gotta
the-
be able to do that shit repetitively too. I'm sorry, I keep jumping on you.
No, it's
I
all
think
right.
you can though, to a certain extent.
I think what's funny is that somehow they made that last. Because Bob's right, like in a way, like after a while, it's like, okay, like what's making this? Is it just the freewheeling driving and that's it? And in the last one in 5, the characters were actually the story stuff was fun. But again, you're playing them. You're not just sitting there watching it passively. Otherwise, it is kind of just saying, okay, even if
Right.
it's well written, it's just another kind of like, even if it's Quentin Tarantino level of over the top kind of crazy shit. All right, it's nothing breaking earth ground or anything, but I think it's a good maybe property to kind of try and do that. Like if somebody like, I don't know, whoever like Michael Bay or somebody who's kind of like doing Transformers or whatever, or
Yeah.
tried to just bring some element of it to ground. What's great actually is that right now, like the guy Stephen Ogg, who's on Walking Dead, who did the voice for the one character in GTA 5, like he basically is that character. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
He
yeah.
plays the crazy,
Trevor. Yeah.
He plays Trevor, fucking, and that character, that one. And although he's the shittiest one of them all, but you know, you could bring him to life pretty easily. Any other?
So yeah, well, what
Last of
else?
Us from John.
Okay, that's
John Zombie John.
that might be an interesting one.
I'm unfamiliar with it.
That's a good game. That's a good
Yeah.
game. I played that, man, and it really was one of these things where it's like, don't make me fucking feel for fucking video game characters. don't do that. It's not nice.
It's kind of a last man alive game, right? I don't.
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't played
a
it.
guy and a young girl, and they're going against zombies. They're in a post-apocalyptic, but it's like literally one of these things where it's just them, and it's like, it's not like the storyline is. It's just kind of like it feels like it's just unfolding for them very much.
Right.
It doesn't feel like so like classically storyline driven, where it's like, all right, there's a big bad guy kind of looming around, and like they're just trying to move forward on their journey.
Right.
So it has a different kind of story feel, which is cool because it pulls you in a different way.
Right.
Like what you're regular expecting to happen is not kind of like the process. So it's like, but I had a lot of fun with it. It's dark as fuck too. Like it's like, oh, okay. The kid who's in this game, like kids that age should not play this. Like,
Yeah.
But I liked it a lot. There's a sequel coming to it. It's a good property. Yeah.
Alright, so-
All right. So
We got emails?
I think so.
I think we do.
I think
What about Pitfall Harry?
I think we were talking about this. You know what? I think we did the video game thing before. Now that I remember, because I feel like we had a conversation about Pitfall Harry, or maybe at the very least.
you and I may have had this
Like
conversation.
it's just Indiana Jones. I mean, like
Yeah.
it's just Nathan Drake. It just falls in the pits a lot.
Right. And how you going to make him like
doesn't
have
watch
to run
what-
over alligators all the time?
He doesn't watch where he's going.
Yeah.
Are you?
Makes
Do
me
we,
laugh.
do we have emails?
Yeah.
Makes me laugh every time.
Are you ever?
No, I'm not going to do it in studio.
Oh,
Shut the fuck
fine.
up.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
All
Stop.
right. All right.
Stop it.
Chicken.
All right. Letting down your fans.
I can pull the Back to the Future. You call me chicken.
There you go. Chicken.
Chicken. All right. So we do have some emails. Let's get right into it because we got a couple of. Just last week I was saying like, oh man, emails, and here they come. So this first one's from Hanno Hatur, or Hanno Heider. Actually, I think that's how you say it. Why do I always do that?
What's up, Hanno?
Hanno Heider, co-host of the Gotham Lights podcast when he's around. Speaking of, he says, "Dear Bill, Bob, Dom, Ed, and Jay." That's too many people.
There's a few of them aren't here right now.
That's good. Thank you for helping out Gotham Lights as I perfect the art of answering a question by not actually answering the question.
Well, I didn't need to be included in that because I haven't been on Gotham Lights.
Oh, shit.
But
Here
thanks for including me.
Thank you, he says, for the pod content that has entertained me while I'm really sitting at home playing video games and enjoying Sammy's struggle with Audacity. Oh, wait, did I say that? Did I say that out loud? Oops. But seriously, folks. Ed and Jay are the best tag team on movie reviews since Stephen Baldwin and Josh Charles banged the fuck out of Laura Finn Boyle in a threesome. But it's different. And yes, you really should read Ready Player One. It's a fantastic story that you won't be able to put down until you're done, and wishing that there was more to read. So back to my bullshit. Hey, if I get the job, it pays $10,000. So swing, Hanno, and he's out like that, like a
Thanks, man.
Good luck, Hanno.
like a
Thanks,
politician in the
man.
night. I was gonna say thief, but anyway. So
Same
yeah,
thing,
he's running for
kinda.
local office. I watched some of the videos he's doing, like when he comes out of these council member meetings, and he's just like, all right, like he breaks it down like he had never really kind of been to a couple of them. It's interesting a little bit. I go to track down Hanno's .com is .org or whatever he's got.
So
running
I
for
guess
the-
he's burned all his episodes of his podcast so that people don't find them. Because if around here, they would, at the moment one of us started running for office, they would all be out there on the. That was it. It would
That's
be
it.
out.
I'm
Everything we've ever said would be thrown.
I'm just saying that if this dude gets in, anybody can get in. I'm just no.
No.
So next
No.
one, we got a couple here from people we haven't heard from really in a while.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
thanks to Hanno for the email and good luck.
Thank you, sir. Next one's from Dan Evans.
Dan.
That's the
Dan.
guy who gave you your shirt, Bob.
Homer Simpson.
That's right.
You weren't supposed to say that.
Ooh, look, it's Edo Ebert. Is it time for...
Is it?
Ooh, look, it's Edo Ebert. Is it time for the DC report?
Anyway, so he says, "Hey, I know it's been ages since I've written or sent anything. After listening to last week's episode, I had to change that fact. And also, it may mean one less Palmer email to read. That's always good. I was going to do this as an audio mail with voices and such, but wound up passing out on my couch as I waited for Jason to record a new Deconstructing Dad. Sadly, neither of these things happened last night, but may happen soon. I always forget to mention that. He's on a podcast, too, called Deconstructing Dad with Jay from 7 Days a Geek.
Oh, so we should be giving them
We should be giving them a nod.
shout out every once in a while.
So if you're a dad and you want to deconstruct what being a dad is like, dig in.
Yeah, Ginger's on my friends list now on Facebook. Jason Ginger.
So he's got a book here by F. Paul Wilson. I don't know if people want to pause it, get a pen or something like that, if they want to kind of keep track of any of this stuff that he's recommending. But he's got F. Paul Wilson has his book series called The Adversary Cycle. I did read this earlier, and there was one that kind of really stood out. But he's also got the Dresden Files, which is some wizard stuff. It's a series of books about a wizard named Harry, but no, it's a different Harry. It's Harry Dresden, the only wizard in the Chicago phone book. Sci-fi and Nick Cage turned it into a horrible TV show. So he's like, don't pay no mind to that. And that same guy also has a book series called Codex Alera, which came out because of a bet in a writer's room online. And his would take two popular themes and turn them into a story. And he was given the two themes of Pokemon and Lost Legion. So that's kind of like where that thing spins out of. But this last one, now this one Bob and Bill might like, but Ed won't because it's scary and it's music-based.
That sounds like Ed's distasteful collection of things.
Well, he might if it would had Richard Cheese.
That's true. Well, then probably not. So
you've turned him into a monster when it comes to Richard Cheese.
The guy has one band and he loves it a lot. So the book is called December by Phil Rickman, and it's about a rock group that is brought together to record in this old abbey. And now each of the band members are alleged to have some sort of paranormal abilities, and the abbey itself is one that was allegedly used for black magic. So it's kind of like Led Zeppelin recording in Aleister Crowley's old mansion, and like crazy stuff.
But they have superpowers.
Yeah, they have paranormal abilities. So maybe one can like talk to the dead. It's probably all kind of more built into like
Me being a medium kind of thing.
Yeah, and like life after death, like Aleister Crowley kind of like stuff where it's like not quite magic, not quite superpowery. It's like stuff like that, like
otherworldly.
Yes. Other levels of understanding.
Excellent.
So he's like, I know that's a ton to read, but I hope you can find something good to read out of it. Until next time, Dan. So yeah,
thanks, Dan.
December by Paul Richmond, the Dresden Files series, Codex Alera.
Well, I've heard of the Dresden Files.
Yeah, Dresden Files. I think that show actually ran for like 2 seasons or so on Sci-Fi. And then the Adversary Cycle.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dan.
So then over to Wesley. Wesley. Young chap. Take off your clothes. All right, so, hey, you haunting gentlemen. Oh, I see there. It's because it's the Halloween season.
It is.
Ooh, spooky. Is there any book or story that you would consider a great read every year for Halloween?
The Raven?
Is he setting us up for that?
Maybe.
Yeah, I
Fucking cough.
I can't comment on this.
Okay, fair enough. Only thing you're reading is fucking textbooks these days anyway. And Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
What, if anything, would you want to be buried with?
What, if anything, would you like to be buried with?
Yeah, if you had to be...
As of this moment, you'd have to put a guitar in my case before you cremate me.
Oh, well, you might want to let me know which one then. Because there's a couple. But, I don't know. Put in there something that somebody would want to steal, I guess. So maybe when they dig me up, I can just get one last gasp, fresh air.
I say bury me with my browser history and then cover me up. And then that's it.
Definitely torch all my stuff after I die. And me with it if you want. That's actually a good one. Do you have any spooky stories you could tell? Like, have you ever had a ghostly encounter?
Nah.
No. Can't say I have.
Yeah.
I really can't
I
say
saw
that
some
I
stuff
have.
when I was tripping once. But
What'd you trip over?
I tripped over
Some DMT or
fucking
something.
all these mushrooms that were on the ground,
Oh.
and I hit my head.
They
And I
fell
went
in your
down a
mouth?
rabbit hole.
Yeah, the mushrooms fell in your mouth.
I guess I don't. When I hit the ground, I don't know. I was there for a while.
Start hallucinating.
Yeah, I fell down a rabbit hole. I was wearing a pretty blue dress.
Yeah, huh?
I had long blonde hair. I was gorgeous.
Cats
Were
were
you
talking
really
and
though?
disappearing.
No, I know you. I know you were falling for it, Tom, but that didn't happen. No, I don't have any ghost stories either. Like I never had anything happen. I'm not that guy.
Me neither.
Like and I don't have anybody. And I can't tell you. Like I think I've only heard a couple of people maybe in my life tell those kind of stories where they were like, "No, man, I swear it happened," and I really didn't believe either one of them because both of them were kind of like jackass people, or like they were in the clown category, kind of like you can put certain friends where like the stores. You could tell me you went to the store to get milk, and I'm not. It's just the way you talk, maybe, but I'm not buying it. What would make the perfect Halloween celebration? I don't know, but if you could do it in an abandoned asylum, and not have the cops come, that's cool. I think that would make a perfect Halloween celebration.
How about drinking Halloween-themed cocktails out of little pumpkins?
Yeah, let's get
Little jack-o'-lantern.
You get like those skulls. You know what I mean, like human skulls.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the night, no, they really were human skulls. All right, so but perfect. I don't know what could be perfect. I think if you kill somebody on Halloween, that's what makes it perfect, right? That's going all the way. So he says, "Hey, and if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, or a good spooky night. Go home. Spooky. He likes to keep it spooky." Oh boy, here comes James Hazelden Jr. I think I forgot an email this week, but on Twitter, Agent Palmer had said something about review and suggesting time. I'm not sure what that's about. Sadly, I still haven't thought of any. I might, but right now, other than the more game suggestions, I'm good. I enjoy the show and listen whenever I can live, So yeah, you're doing it right, at least to hold my interest.
Okay.
Thanks, pal. Great job, guys. Squirrel. I finally have been able to actually watch some Voyager. Thank God I've got cable back. Now if I can get some actual internet to have Netflix. All right, great show so far, but this week's chat game sucks. This was a live email from the chat room.
I guess so.
He went long form, basically. So maybe for email bait, have us send in chat game suggestions like lightning round questions.
All right, do it, bitch.
We'll do that.
Dude, go ahead, do
Fucking
that.
do it.
Hey, man, look.
You're writing an email.
You could surprise us with that shit, too. Like, you could, say, okay, I'll do it, and then not get to it, then 3 months later email us that. Just send that shit anytime. Send us lightning round questions. Send us chat
Just make sure you do it before the episode starts.
Send us chat room
Yeah,
game
we have
suggestions if you
absolutely
want.
no problem stealing your ideas.
Yeah, because we'll share them, and we'll credit you. So, but, just be nice about it, all right? No, I don't know. No, we'll take anything. We'll entertain any idea, I told some people no on things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jay drove here from Newark anyway.
Yeah, what was I going to do? And then I kept doing it. No, I'm only kidding. But I kept on coming.
I guess he's not going to call in, huh?
I don't know. He said he was going to do it around
That
email
fuck.
time, but we are running, lean. You know what I mean? So, he said, around, an hour 20 or something like that. And we're
Sure.
only at an hour.
Yeah.
So we got
Hard
a
to
van.
believe.
We can
Hard
either-
to believe. I wonder
Yeah.
why we're only at an hour.
Oh, because the blowhard isn't
Well,
here.
the two of them. Well, it's
The
two
two of them.
people. It's two people. You probably,
But this is how it used to be.
yeah, I know.
This
Yeah.
is what our
This-
lives used to be
This was
like.
the old days where we'd come to the end and be like, well, what do you want to do now? You want to, skip stones?
Want to go get something to eat?
You want to kick rocks? What do you want to do?
Want
You
to
want
get BK?
we'll kick the can going?
Want to get a little Burger King?
Me, you went to Burger King, leave Bob here, come back and eat it on mic? Nah, that's not cool.
How about we order
I
some
can van for
pronto?
20 minutes while you guys go out, but if you're gonna go to Burger King, you're gonna buy me something too.
Oh, shit. We got to get him a double.
Never mind.
Double bacon and cheese.
I can lie to everybody in the chat room for 20 minutes.
All right, so we got one more. Oh, excuse me. This one just came in. It's from Agent Palmer. Bill, what would it take to get into They Might Be Giants in order to expand his musical horizons? I think I know where he's going. Where like maybe that's like in that wheelhouse a little bit.
What perspective does he have to take listening to it so he can get into it? Is that it?
Yeah, or just kind of like maybe he'd
Well,
be into it.
We were talking about mushrooms before. Mm-hmm. That might help.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if anybody's gonna kind of dig it, it might be him. But I don't know. I don't know how you really kind of like, even as a fan of They Might Be Giants, like where do I start with that to like kind of get somebody into it?
Right. They had a song that was the opening for Malcolm in the Middle, right?
Malcolm in the Middle. They actually do this, a lot of stuff.
Watch
actually.
the opening to Malcolm in the Middle. If you enjoy that song,
right.
Go look for the whole thing on YouTube.
Right. No, it's true.
And then look for something else from there.
Oh, I missed a call from Jason Chicalise.
So we don't want to talk to him anyway.
Yeah, I know. Jason Chicalise.
This 500 square foot Huracan is a cash.
My 4 missed calls. Fuck you, he writes in the chat. All right, what let me do? Like, bro, like.
So the whole time we're like, gee, when's he gonna call?
Yeah, which probably means like he's gonna hit my phone any second. All right, let's see if this will work. But he just tried, so.
This should be good.
Yeah, this will be interesting. He probably just like gave up after being all fucking bent. Oh. Hello? Hello? All right. That might be my my Skype on the iPad always jams up. So I don't know if you can hear us. Jay, if you can hear us.
Yeah, Jay, if you can hear us, call us back.
Yeah. Where'd Tom go? He just like left the building.
Yeah, really. He just walked away.
I guess
Didn't say a word.
I guess he really had to pee.
Yeah.
We'll miss you, Dom.
Bowel movement.
All right, so I'm gonna hang up. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. Like the Skype on here, I'm just obviously vamping. So you don't even have to. You can just pretend. So like this, there he is.
There he is.
Up and there it goes.
And here comes Dom.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like that's what it does. That's like I'm glad it did that because it's exactly what it does. Like it doesn't answer. Like.
Is that the 1992 iPad?
Yeah, it's actually just a swollen iPod, like it's ready to rupture.
Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm back.
Hey!
I had to pee. I'm sorry.
Feel better?
Yeah.
I think we got him. I think we got him.
Uh oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Caller, you are on the air.
Hold on a minute.
You got to speak into the mic there, Bill.
Mm.
Speaking to the mic a little bit.
Hey! Fuck them. Well,
Are you in a fight right now?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Did we call you in the middle of a fight?
Bill, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear us?
No.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Can you hear me?
You're very fucking low.
Very fucking low. You got a volume on your speakerphone, sir.
So we're waiting for the fuck you for not answering the phone for 4 times.
Fucking Uncle Jay. He's not even here, and he's fucking up
Bill!
the show.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I can hear you better. How the fuck are you?
I'm doing good, pal. How's your horror show going?
I'm fucked up, man.
Are you doing shots with Richard Crichton?
I did I've done like about 10 shots of fucking wild turkey, bro.
That's kind of what I figured.
Speaking of, I'm gonna go have another beer.
I'm on the side hallway. Hang on a minute.
What are you driving around?
No. I'm in the hotel.
Sorry. Well, so
How's it going, brother?
There you are. Okay, now we can hear you better.
Is that better? I'm on the side. I'm in the hallway.
All right, cool. All right, so how was the con? How was the convention? Now you're all...
Dude, it's great, man. Everybody and their sister's fucking asses here having a fucking ball.
Jay, what's up, brother?
You seen
Tom, I love you, you son of a bitch.
I love you too, buddy. I love you too, my man.
So hey,
How was the show? Was it good?
It's going well.
yeah,
It's even better.
So Jay, how's you seen anybody there? Anybody good showing up?
I almost made out with the girl from Land of the Lost.
Okay, cool.
She
We'll talk
hot?
about it next fucking week.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Give us a rundown of what you're seeing so far. Who's there?
Well, there's about 40 Mexicans puking in a corner. You got fucking Lou Diamond Phillips fucking trying to fuck everything that comes his way. What else we got? We got 90 million hot fucking girls with the fucking pants up their ass. It's great.
This was such a good
So
idea.
it's a good.
Fucking hotel manager yelled at me 4 times already because I'm bringing outside alcohol into the fucking hotel.
No.
And
You can't smoke cigars in the lobby? What do you
Hang on
mean?
a second. Hang on 1 second.
Okay. Okay.
I haven't. Hey, check the bathrooms, man. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Jay, just
All right.
just to piss off that manager, you should be smoking a cigar right underneath the smoke detector.
You're breaking up, man.
I said, to piss that manager off, you should be smoking that cigar of yours under a smoke detector.
Was that English? Because all I got.
All right,
was
never
that
mind.
All right.
Listen, I'm gonna let you guys go, man. I just want to tell you that the cards were a big hit. People have been picking them up and putting them in their fucking bags. I saw them do that.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Man.
Hopefully we'll get 1 or 2 people to listen.
Yeah, your volume's coming in and out. It's coming up and down.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, the cards were a big hit. They're spread all over the table. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna go, fuck myself.
All right, well, be
All right.
careful. And
Yeah, use lube.
Have fun.
I'm glad to hear you're having a good time.
Yeah, go have another shot.
Remember, if you drink too hard, too fast.
I'm having a ball. I'm gonna go do another shot.
All right.
Do one
Well,
for me, man.
All right. Jay, we love you,
Salute.
baby.
I love you too. I miss you guys. I'll see you next weekend.
All right, sounds great. We love you.
All right.
Later.
Cash.
Later, brother.
It's how come it's our fucking call sign?
Okay?
Cash, but
Yeah.
not his. You know what I mean?
It's because you're trying to impress him, I think.
I don't know about
fucking-
that.
You fucking
I'm
trying to impress
I'm
him, I
trying
think.
to- Is that what you think? Yeah, who you fucking George from DTS?
Name dropping.
Name dropping random fucking. Who is that guy? Imagine I had that clown on here.
Do you
People
have
wouldn't
any
know.
other emails?
We had this one here from Palmer, but we were done with it, I think. Yeah,
All right.
Palmer out.
We done with what? The email
Yeah.
or Palmer?
We have
Well, now what do we do?
we have 26 people in the chat right now.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Could it be the result of the cards at the con?
Oh man, I don't
Agent
know.
Palmer says it's game time in the chat.
Oh, we do have a game.
Yeah,
Let's
that's right.
make a movie.
Let's make a movie.
I believe that's the
20 elsewhere. I don't know. Maybe that's that Facebook. I did put. I think did I put out the Facebook thing? No, I never did. Well, I'll post it to Facebook
Maybe
now.
it is the con.
I don't know.
All those nerds.
20 elsewheres. I don't know where that could be coming from. That can't be right. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Those 20 people who
Yeah,
are not
do it,
logged
yeah.
into the chat room, I need one of you guys to just get bold and log into the chat room.
Yeah,
and just to show us that like this isn't a fluke and the system's giving us an issue. Like on a technical level. Like as
Yeah.
a friend. As a new friend.
Yeah, if you can log in as guest, you don't have to say who you are.
Yeah,
know
you
what
can
I
make
mean?
up a fake little account
Yeah.
to log in.
how professional.
We would just love to,
Just we
hear
need
your
proof. We don't. This is
perspective, yeah.
rare.
yeah, we want to know you're there and get a little perspective.
Get a little closer, why don't you?
Yeah.
Why don't you snuggle up?
so do we have a game?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Let's make a movie. Who remembers this one?
Not me.
Not you. You did this with us.
I don't know.
So
if
this
I was
is
there.
here, Tom. I want you. No, I know what I'll do for that. Never mind. So, I don't know. It got crazy. I'll play this clip.
You people are insane! You're wasting your life making shit! Nobody cares! These movies are terrible!
And they usually are, but let's do it anyway. So from the chat room, We're gonna need some things, folks.
She didn't mean that. She was just mad at what's his name, Weinstein.
Yeah.
Bill, look at the chat now.
Look at the chat now. Why did it all disappear? What is that about? See,
Well,
That's strange.
that was weird. Now they're all gone. Now those 20, that phantom number, maybe it was just a glitch then.
it could have been. Yeah, there's no proof that it wasn't anything else.
Well then,
It's a sad day.
20
Wow, that would have been like a high number for us too.
It would have been like a record.
19
It
people.
would have been like a 7-dag fucking
How
broadcast.
how disappointing.
All right. So with that, let's just go. You know what? I'm glad we just got the regulars then playing along. All right. Newbies, we like it when you
Fine.
sign
Fuck
in.
you all then.
You know.
They all got scared and ran.
You know. Or what if they're still listening? And
That's
what if they're still
Literally
listening?
just what James said.
What if they're still listening and the fact that it says just one is the glitch?
Well,
Maybe.
if I'm right, they're all wearing costumes at a con, and nobody knows who they are anyway. So they might as well just.
Oh, you know what?
Log
They
in.
all, when I asked them to log in, they all did it. So they all left to start the login process. They're going to come back any second.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
All right, in the meantime, we need an actor. People, put these into the chat room separately. Don't double up in a post. Whoever puts it in first gets the pull. Palmer's going to pull them out. We need one actor. We need another actor, one per entry. We need an actress. We need, like, a location, a place.
A setting.
You know, yeah. We need a year. And give us something, a bad thing, an illegal activity, something for a bad guy to be up to. You know what I mean? How about that? We need then another actor.
What about a car?
Sure.
A getaway car. Or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Give us a cool vehicle, something like that. So they're gonna come in a little. They're gonna drip in a little bit. It takes a minute for them all to get processed, but whoever gets the first answers in for each one of those things,
That's going to be our movie. That's the movie we got to make.
and make and from that, and then I am secretly gonna go into the chat room and pull out the first thing that Meow God said in the chat room. And that's going to be the title. Da, 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 where is Meow God? Ooh. Has Meow God said anything in the chat room?
Well, he's probably still eating his breakfast.
Oh, maybe. Oh.
I'm getting hungry, guys.
What do you want to get? What do you like? What'd you have for breakfast?
You want to order a pizza soon? Or you want to go get Burger King, Bill?
We could do that. Yeah. Well, Meow God hasn't said anything. So I'm going
Because
to
his
find...
mouth is full.
Oh, maybe my thing just hasn't refreshed. I bet you my chat room hasn't refreshed or something. Anyway, so let's see here. So Palmer's slapping all this stuff into the slots. In the meantime, I just want to say
Hootie hoo.
hooty hoo and howdy ha ho. And how about he but holla? Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing to vamp
We
with.
got
We got stuff. Yeah, we're gonna die in the after show, huh?
I think so.
Oof. I can feel the weather. I need another actor, another location, illegal activity, another actor. So make that, mark it off, I guess. Cool vehicle. But,
Did that help?
yeah, I guess we're going to go with high all. I'm not going with the whole long,
Yeah.
Give us a location, illegal activity, a bad guy. Mark it off as a bad guy if you feel it's going to get lost in the shuffle.
A cool vehicle.
Like, what's a cool vehicle? Like, what would you...
DeLorean.
A DeLorean? I want a DeLorean.
Bugatti Veyron.
That sounds like the coolest vehicle ever. I have
It's
no
$1
idea what it
million.
is, but it sounds fucking fast.
It's last year's fastest production vehicle on the planet.
I kind of had a feeling just by the name. I mean, I know Bugatti, but
Top speed of like 260 miles an hour.
It's like laser beam,
Yeah.
light pulse.
It's got 4 turbochargers on a V8 engine.
And I was supposed to make like a thing for us to pull genres out, but yeah, so. Oh man, how are we gonna pull a? How did we do it last time? How did we pull a genre out? I think I just put it in ahead of time, right? That was my thing. I think picked,
so. Yeah.
I think I picked a genre, put it in ahead of time,
Yeah.
and then whatever was coming in, how to fit it, right? Okay. Boom. Gotcha.
Got it?
All right, so we'll start with this. We need a legal activity and a bad guy still, but we're gonna go forward.
Okay, so it sounds like we have the basis.
I think so. We've got the pieces. Steve Buscemi.
Okay.
Spencer Tracy. Jennifer Lopez. It takes place in Hawaii. And
could this be the modern day version of Mr. Limpet?
No, you wish.
Steve Buscemi would be perfect in that fucking role.
So in the we need a cool vehicle still and a bad guy.
Yeah, the cool vehicle could be a submarine.
It's 1988. The illegal activity is going to be Uncle Jay at a con, because the chat room said that this counts as illegal, just him being in the room.
All right, I guess my vote. Okay.
Or carjacking. Wow. Okay. This is going to be hard. Just still need a bad guy, and I had picked genre as
carjacking?
Yeah.
All right, so
and I picked it as
it's got to be Gone in 60 Seconds Part 2 or something.
Yeah, but I had picked the genre as like a Save the Rec Center comedy, like one of those kind of like 80s kind of things.
So they come up with the idea to emulate Gone in 60 Seconds to save the rec center.
Okay, fine, that's fine. I think Steve Buscemi is the good-looking.
Because of the neighborhood they're in, it's all like really shitty, beat-up old cars.
Right, nothing's good. People have no problem with being carjacked. They're like, fine, take it.
Like my car.
Yeah. It's like, just take it. If you burn it, that's cool. I think, Sean Bean. Nice. As the villain. Ned Stark as the villain.
Eddard as the villain. No.
The cool vehicle in this one is now the TARDIS, which I guess technically is a vehicle.
Of course it is.
And we're done with the setup. Okay, so to remind you, Steve Buscemi is the cool guy in this one. He's like the...
so he's got to be the Doctor Who.
Well, at the very least, he's the cool guy who, like, in the Save the Rec Center comedy is usually played by... what's his name in the 80s? One Crazy Summer and all that. Cusack.
Cusack.
He's like the good-looking Cusack guy.
Yeah, sure.
Emphasis on the good-looking. Spencer Tracy, I guess, is back from the dead.
Okay.
Or it's his ghost. We'll figure that out in the rewrite.
What about making him like the Weekend at Bernie's kind of sidekick? He's dead, and he's got to drag him around.
Yeah, maybe he starts out alive, and the carjacking goes wrong somehow. Maybe we'll figure that out. Yeah.
Oh, no, he needs a body to put in the other seat so he can take the HOV lane with the illegal cars and not get caught.
Okay, that's a start. We got remember we're in Hawaii, so it's a bad neighborhood in Hawaii. Do they have those?
Yes, actually they do.
On certain islands?
No, it's actually basically you're either really rich or really poor.
Right. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's a stark contrast.
It's not like there's a lot of jobs in Hawaii.
Yeah. It's all in the hotel service industry, probably. Illegal activity, again, is somehow Uncle Jay's involved at a convention. Carjacking is involved.
All right, so Uncle Jay is at a horror con, but he's like the local mini mobster who wants the cars in order to save the rec center.
Right.
Right?
Is
And
he
they
like the
gotta
boss
they
hog
gotta
in this?
They got to deliver them to the horror con. Maybe put them in the back of one of the
Parking lots?
the semi trucks that are there
Jesus Christ.
for the
No.
for the supplies to close
This
up.
turned
the-
into a Burt Reynolds movie.
The supplies for the.
I know what this-
No,
I
for
know-
the-
I know
Like when
this-
they got
I
the
know
horror
this
con,
movie.
they have equipment that they got.
No, absolutely. I got you.
So
No, yeah.
they're putting them on those trucks and using those trucks
Stealing
to
those
deliver
trucks,
them.
too. Gotcha.
No, they're not stealing the trucks. They're using the trucks
While they're not being used.
While they're not being used.
I got
Right,
one, I got
Gotcha.
one.
All right.
Gotcha.
Because remember, we got to have a timing thing going on here,
Okay.
and there's got to still got to be that kind of Burt Reynolds comedy kind of thing going on.
I got you. All right. Dom's got a take. Dom's got some ideas.
All right,
Dom.
so this is the official Doctor Who movie. This is going to be the official movie.
Okay, we're going to engineer from this angle. All right.
So Uncle Jay goes to a con, and
Let me the fuck in, you fucking pieces of shit.
he's been banned from all cons at this point.
Okay, all right.
But
I like
he
this.
dresses up as a TARDIS and gets in. And
No one will suspect him as a TARDIS.
no.
If you know him anyway. Okay.
So
yeah,
some-
fucking retardis.
So somehow, for some reason, the Doctor Who movie panel,
Yeah.
with Steve Buscemi as the Doctor,
Right,
Spencer Tracy
okay.
as the
As the-
charming
Buddy. I forget what they call him.
partner.
Yeah. There's
J
always,
Lo as Steve Buscemi's love interest as the Doctor's love
because
interest.
he's always
And then
companions. Right, he's always got one or two companions.
And then Sean Bean will be the villain, which
Okay.
I'm not really that okay with.
Mhm.
And for some reason, they decide to act out a scene from the film,
Right.
and somehow the production team backstage confuses Uncle Jay for the stand-in TARDIS.
For the real TARDIS.
For the
they
real
brought.
TARDIS.
Right. Oh, right. Absolutely. Go ahead.
That's how this becomes even further.
I got you.
Illegal activity, because technically it's considered carjacking, because the other TARDIS was jacked.
It was
basically.
jacked. Is
And
there
I
a
think he
scene?
was involved because he's wearing a fake TARDIS.
Right, exactly.
Is there a scene now where Uncle Jay as the TARDIS and Jennifer Lopez has to go into the TARDIS, and then like there's a cut scene where we're inside, like we can see inside
What,
of the
Uncle Jay
costume.
says something
where
like,
Uncle Jay's like, "Oh,
J-Lo's
look at
inside
that,
of me."
He's in there
Fucking-
with a glass of scotch and a cigar. Wait,
like inside his costume, you know, because of the TARDIS, and then she's got to
he
snuggle
looks like
in
one
there.
of the. He's like all wrapped up. Looks like one of the walls.
They're both squeezed inside. He's
She
trying not to
squeezes in, he's
spill.
just like, "Hey, how the fuck are you?"
It's all smoky and shit in there and stuff, and he's like, "What's going on?" Yeah, fucking Newark, right?
Here's a card, DCTV report. Check it out. Kid Ed's a great kid.
He says kid's got a good show. He's gonna go places. You can check us out too. And it's called High All. That's it.
Yeah, because Uncle Jay, that's what he says. He says, "Hi, all."
High All.
And that's it. That's,
That's
my film.
it. And that is.
That's our movie.
And that's our
Cash.
Cash.
And that's 129.
And that's one. that's episode 129, folks.
I guess we don't need a segue.
No, I really don't. I could just play that.
Are you people insane? I'm the director. I make the casting decisions around here.
We should have done pitch versus pitch.
No, I was just thinking we would have had a lot of fun.
We could do
We
like
could set it up for next week.
We could do it in. Oh yeah, that's true.
We could.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
I've never picked a pitch v pitch.
You want to do it? You want to do it? Where you want to plug
topic
it from?
So yeah,
it's
what's
the title? It's just the title. We only go by the title. You know.
But what am I pulling from though? Like,
However, wherever. If you want to make it like something completely random,
Right.
Like I don't know, grab a book from over there and find a 4-word phrase. If you
Okay.
want to kind of like fucking just test see what people do with something in particular. I would say unless it's like a movie thing or like a comic thing.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe Henry's Hard Soda, the movie's not the greatest thing. You know what I mean? But I'll let you cook on it for a little bit.
okay.
All right. And then let's see if there was any chatter in the chat room. So what's the book called? Earlier, Bill mentioned a book about people having supernatural abilities. What's the name of the book? I will tell you the name of the book. I will tell you right now. That was from Dan Evans. And that is called December by Phil Rickman. December by Phil Rickman. By Philly Rick. I'm going to copy and paste it and put it into there for our young friend, Meow God, the god of all meows.
Okay.
Because, that's right, I can't paste in there from this fucking other window. Anyway, December, like the month.
I'll try
by Phil Rickman. Just slap that in there, buddy. Obviously, I could type. I could type. Let's see. Who gets it in first? You did.
Nah, my computer's slow as fuck.
But, yeah, so Dom's going to figure out what he wants the title for next week's Pitch versus Pitch to be. We'll send it along to Dom and Ed, and then we'll have a show that's like 2.5 hours.
Jay and Ed, you mean?
Jay and Ed, Palmer and Steve, Rick and Moranis, whoever the fuck. Sam and Dave. That's good times. Palmer got it in there. I'm going to put it in anyway.
So,
if I could heart my own stuff, I would. Yeah, so I guess maybe we'll just wrap it up right here. Bingo, bongo, bango, as they say.
Should I pick...
You got something? Yeah, let's make it official. Put it on air. Do you need to write it down? Do you want to put it in an envelope? Do you want Bob to do like some kind of build-up music? Like a big reveal?
Should I save it for the after show?
Make them linger longer?
Yeah, but it won't be beneficial to anyone that's not listening live, though. That's the only issue.
Well, the idea was always maybe say it live on the show. This way, if people were at home, imagine, like they wanted to write one of their own and email it in, they could.
Right, okay, yeah.
You know?
All right.
So
let's go with the drop.
The drop.
That's
simple.
It. Yeah.
I like it.
That's it.
The drop. I like it.
The drop.
That feels like like the name of it's coming out this fall with, like, who do you think?
Yeah.
So, hey, if anybody wants to play along and email it in next week, you can play with it tonight if you're so enjoying your time with us. The drop. Pitch versus pitch. The drop. And, all bets are off. You do whatever you want with it, really. I don't think there was any rules at all, right?
No, there's no there's one rule.
Yeah.
It's just no fucking rules.
Whoa. I think it's like no manuscripts, though. Like, it's a pitch. Don't write a 6-page assignment. Yeah, we're bringing back the classics, man. Pitch versus pitch. How about that shit? So let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. We'll come back for the after show.
For a little bit. I
got a song queued up. I gotta use the boys' room.
I gotta have one of those chocolate chip cookies that are staring me down.
Yeah.
Those are crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I had one since Bob brought them home. He had the rest. So
whatever. Just fucking wrap it up because I just want it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for listening. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Good night. No, Dom, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You guys could follow me on Twitter at Dom_Tory. That's TORRE.
He's notorious. Where can you like that?
Notorious DOM.
Oh shit! Make shirts. All right, Brother Bob, where can people find you?
They can find me at Bob WTPC.
Oh, that's sweet. And you can find me at Wicked Theory on Twitter. You can find the show at wickedtheory.com. Also, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, as if you didn't already know that. Hey guys, if you still like us, you still
fucking around.
You still can. Well, that too, but you still can rate and review us. If you've never done that, that would be cool. I do peek in there once in a while. It's been a while.
He does. He likes that shit.
I like to go look and see if anybody likes us. Do you like us? Tell us that you like us, if you like us. All right. So, with that, Brother Bob, you can take us on out of here.
Podcast is heard live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Just go to mixler.com/wicked-theory. Mixler is MIXLR. Sign up to join the chat. Then click the follow button to get reminders whenever the show goes live. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and at wickedtheory.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/wickedtheory. There you can get the after show if you miss it live. God forbid. Plus other exclusive episodes. As always, send your emails to podcast@wickedtheory.com.